Welcome all to the online lecture series of Mechanical Engineering Materials. Our today's topic is iron carbon equilibrium diagram with its various phases. And the course outcome will be select relevant ferrous materials for mechanical compound. What is an iron equilibrium diagram? So, at its look of it, you can say the iron equilibrium diagram is nothing but a graph with on x-axis showing percentage of carbon and on y-axis it is showing your temperature in Fahrenheit and as well as in degree Celsius. But that's in common terms. Let's understand what is technical definition of it. So phase equilibrium diagram assist in the interpretation of microstructure of metals. Equilibrium diagrams are presented in the form of temperature, as we discussed temperature versus composition, that is composition of carbon, and represent the interrelationship between phases, temperature, composition only under the equilibrium condition. So here we have to consider that all this is happening under equilibrium condition, and the relationship is between this temperature, carbon percentage, and all these phases that we will be looking into in coming slides. The iron carbon phase diagram describes the iron carbon system of alloys containing up to 6.67% of carbon, discloses the phases composition and their transformation occurring with the alloy during their cooling and heating. Always remember this, the carbon percentage in the iron carbon phase diagram, it starts from 0 and it ends with 6.67%. The carbon content 6.6% correspond to fixed composition of the iron carbide, that is Fe3C. It shows the changes in the phase due to change in the composition. So in general you can say here what we'll be looking into the iron phase diagram, that is nothing but different phases present in case of iron carbon, that is starting from liquid phase to then to the solid phase, etc., and with varying composition what are the different phases and what are the different characteristics of these phases available to us. So let's start with first, that is a liquid solution in carbon. It is represented by letter L. You can see this liquid phase L, it is available around the temperature 1539 degrees Celsius and above. So this represent your liquid phase. Next is delta ferrite. The next phase is nothing but delta ferrite. It is a solid solution of carbon in iron. So in case of delta ferrite, it is nothing but a solid. At this phase the delta ferrite is formed, and this delta ferrite is nothing but an alloy of iron carbon, and it is formed around the temperature of 1493 degrees Celsius or 2719 degree Fahrenheit. Maximum concentration of carbon in ferrite is 0.09 percentage. This is your important point. Please remember the maximum percentage 0.09% at a 2719 Fahrenheit or 1493 degrees Celsius. Always remember these are the factual data, and these factual data will be asked in your final examination, online examination for 1 marks or 2 marks. Next, the crystal structure of a delta ferrite is a BCC. We already seen what are the different crystal structure, BCC, FCC, HCC. So this is a BCC, that is body centric or body cubic centered structure. Delta ferrite has a body center cubic structure. Now next phase is a austenite. Next is your austenite, which is denoted by your letter gamma. Okay. So the in austenite it is an interstitial solid solution of carbon in iron. So this one is also interstitial solid solution. We have seen what is interstitial solid solution is. So in this case the carbon atom will be deposited within the iron atom or deposited between the spaces available between the iron atoms. Next, the so always remember austenite is an interstitial solid solution. Okay. Next is the austenite has a FCC. So unlike delta ferrite, austenite has a FCC or phase cubic centered crystal structure, and you can see this gamma is produced or it is available around the temperature of 1400 degrees Celsius or 2552 degree Fahrenheit. You can see it is around that. And next is the the permitting high solubility of carbon is up to 2%. So in delta Fahrenheit the percentage of carbon is very low, that is around 0.09 percentage. Here the percentage of carbon is 2.06 percentage, and the temperature is around 2097 degree Fahrenheit or 1147 degree Celsius. Here you can see this represent your austenite phase. Austenite does not exist. Austenite does not exist below 1300 degree Fahrenheit, that is your 723 degrees Celsius. So austenite does not exist below this line shown by a green line or this temperature barrier. Austenite is only present in between this section. It is only present in between this section. Now Marr tempering and Marr quenching permit the transformation of austenite to martensite throughout the cross section of component without cracking distortion. We'll look into detail about Marr tempering and Marr quenching in next lectures. As of now, just remember the factual data regarding the austenite. So first thing is the austenite. It is a crystal structure is FCC. It is an interstitial solid solution, not a substitutional one. It exists around temperature of 1147 degrees Celsius, and it does not exist below 723 degrees Celsius or 1333 degree Fahrenheit. Now next phase is your alpha ferrite. It is a solid solution of carbon in iron. Alpha ferrite has BCC structure. So alpha ferrite has a BCC crystal structure. Here alpha ferrite. This represent your alpha ferrite. It has a BCC crystal structure. Alpha ferrite is the least strong and most softest type of a steel available among all the different phases or different alloys of steel. So always remember, this is a very important and mostly asked question, that which is the softest steel or least strong steel available within different iron carbon alloys. So answer is alpha ferrite. It has low solubility of carbon up to 0.025 percentage at 723 degree Celsius or 1333 degree Fahrenheit. So here, as I have discussed, this is where your alpha ferrite exists. Alpha ferrite exists at a room temperature. So the temperature is around your, it can also exist around your room temperature. Now next is your cementite. This is your cementite. Now cementite. Now let's understand what cementite is. It is an iron carbide intermetallic compound having fixed composition of Fe3C. So cementite has a fixed composition of iron carbide, that is Fe3C. Cementite is hard brittle substance influencing on the properties of steel and cast iron. So cementite is hard and brittle, and it is influenced on the properties of both steel and cast iron. We'll be studying cast iron in detail in your unit number 3. As of now, remember cementite resembles the properties of your steel. In iron carbon equilibrium diagram at 210 degrees Celsius temperature cementite changes from ferromagnetic to paramagnetic. Okay, so around the temperature of 210, around here, your cementite gets transformed into your ferromagnetic cementite transformed into a paramagnetic character. Ferromagnetic character is nothing but character having the properties of magnet, and it's converted into your paramagnetic. This phase has a complex orthorhombic crystal structure. So as you know, in this phase the iron carbon alloy has a orthorhombic crystal structure, not FCC, BCC or HCC. It has your orthorhombic crystal structure. Now next is your bainite. This phase is obtained as the end product and after complete heat treatment cycle in a tempering process. Just remember the question will be asked, what is the end product of the phase diagram or end product at the end of the phase diagram? So answer will be your bainite. The question will be of this nature. Next is perlite. It has the last phase obtained after the completing heat treatment cycle in a patenting process. The mixture of alpha ferrite and cementite is called as a perlite. So perlite is nothing but your mixture of your alpha ferrite and cementite. Okay, it is also a end product of your phase heat treatment cycle. This bainite happens at the end product of heat treatment cycle in Ost tempering process, while perlite is produced in your patenting process. The only difference is the heat treatment cycle process that they have been gone through. Now next is your phase transformations. As iron starts cooling from its molten state, it undergoes various changes. At 2912 degree Fahrenheit, it is in the molten state, that is your liquid phase. When it cools, it forms delta ferrite. As we have seen, after liquid there is a delta ferrite. After delta ferrite, it's austenite phase. After austenite phase, it is your alpha ferrite, and finally your cementite phase. So as you can see, after delta ferrite, it is austenite, and finally your alpha ferrite phase. Now let's go through the first phase transformation, which is also called as your hypoeutectoid steel or hypoeutectoid steel transformation. Here the carbon content is ranging from 0 to 0.83. Always remember this data, this will be asked in your final exam, and consists of primary, that is pre-eutectoid ferrite and perlite. Next is your eutectoid steel. You can see this here this phase represent your hypoeutectoid. Okay, hypoeutectoid steel. It starts from 0 to 0.3 degrees Celsius. Then it is eutectoid steel. Here carbon content is 0.83 percentage and entirely consists of perlite. And next is hypereutectoid steel. Here carbon content is 0.38 to 2.06%, consists of primary pretectoid cementite according to curve ACM and perlite. Iron carbon alloys containing up to 2.06% of carbon are called as steels. In practical only hypoeutectic alloys. This one, hypoeutectic alloys are used. So these hypoeutectic alloys are only used. These alloys contain carbon on to 2.06% to 43 and are called as a cast iron. So in practically we use hypoeutectic alloys. These are the hypoeutectic alloys, and the alloys having concentration from 0.2.06 to 43 are called as cast iron. Here this perlite plus ferrite, this is nothing but your hypoeutectoid. Perlite plus cementite is nothing but your eutectoid phase, and this is your hypereutectic phase. Okay.